Well, hello, everybody. Wednesday afternoon. Let's spend some time with some friends and family. Now, I think I have audio. I think we've cleared this up. Waiting to see. I think we've got about a 15-second delay. Boss is going to let me know. Looks good. I don't know what we did. I don't know. Started at 2:15 with all manner of combinations. My Rode lapel mics, default mics. I'm not sure. It seems to sometimes be a moving target. But I hope everybody is having a good Wednesday. We're over the hump. We're going to talk a little leather. Got some fun stuff. Now, I'm going to need y'all's help because we've talked about this, and it's falling into one of those do as I say, not as I do, right? Maybe I just need you know what? Suck it up and get after it. You'll see where I'm going with that. But all right, we got some good comments coming in. Everybody, I'm glad everybody's here. Jerry King. Jerry's going to be teaching a class to some veterans, and I hope that goes great. We're going to talk a little bit about teaching classes. We're not going to go into super in depth on that, but the point there is that when you've got 5 or 6 or 7 people that are interested and you're up to speed on your project, you know what your steps are, it just comes together. It's one of the best feelings in the world when that class ends and your project looks just like everybody else's. That is just, and folks have such a great time. You might can make a little money on the side, not necessarily the point, but the point there is that can help you buy materials for the next class. Anyway, Jerry, I hope that goes great. You got to keep us in the loop on that one. Classes are a blast. They've all been canceled for the last year now. And also speaking on shows, now is the time we start hearing about shows. And with, vaccines coming out and maybe we're going to be able to do some shows. If we do, I'll keep you up to date on where we're going to be and when and all that. But I hope so because we talked. I've always wanted to get together and travel around a little bit and maybe go to say Alabama, right, and just advertise in events and meet with some groups like our SCA friends. Love them, great people, blacksmiths, leather guilds. There are all kinds of great guilds. That would be such a blast on my end to get to see everybody, meet everybody, say hello, see projects, get tricks, tips, eat some donuts, drink some coffee. Yeah, maybe go out to a good dinner. Anyway, this thing just threw a wrench into that. So we are talking about that. We are having a conversation there. Don't know where we'll go with it, but I'd love to do that. That would be a lot of fun. And I could finally, put some faces with not even just a voice, but with comments. I don't even have a voice right now. So maybe we'll pull all that together, let the whole planet get past this awful thing and start moving forward. Been reading a book on World War One. You know what? Literally the same exact set of standards. Restaurants, masks, and kind of odd to read something from 100 years ago. But we also do have a little history. I was watching a show the other night on the Dead Sea Scrolls. Evidently, about 95% of these are on hide, animal skin, vellum. And oddly enough, there's a couple of cool little things here. So we'll talk about that. Okay, back over here. I know I got breathe. It's just good to be here with everybody. Everybody's here. Thank you for being with us on a Wednesday afternoon. Sharing an afternoon with us. Very cool. We're on the downhill side. Yay. Weekend is on its way. Weird in the winter because the weekends, they don't stack up like summer. And I kind of find myself, and actually from Sunday, we'll talk about that. I got into a project, using leather that wasn't necessarily for that project. Now we've kicked the idea around. Anyway, okay, so we'll jump back over there. Angel Francis, I hope everyone is better than good. That's an excellent sentiment, and I hope you are as well. Jim T, glad you're with us. Paul Pendleton, let's see, checking in from snowy and cold Hurlong, California. Okay, hour northwest of Reno. I don't know California that well. Been out once, visit some family, loved every minute of it, but not that familiar. So thanks for kind of tossing in where we are. Give us all a reference. Let's see, Walina. Hello, right back to you. Glad you're on. I do my best to be on time. I can wander off. Yeah. Okay. That's going to happen. It's going to happen eventually. I'm going to do my best, but we'll see. We'll see. Let's see. Dan, glad you're with us. Got a couple of comments in there. Oh no, Don. Let's see, Don Lapham. Crafter fail, made a dog collar. Everything was looking great. Then I put the keeper on upside down. I don't mean to laugh at your pain. It happens. Yeah. Oh man, and that's one of the easier, right? One of the easier craft fails. Don, thanks for pushing that out. It helps everybody. We can laugh at that, and that, if we don't, we'll go nuts, right? So anyway, I hope that's easy enough to repair. Done the same thing. And I've got some armor behind me too. So everybody, for all of us that aren't not really into the armor, yeah, humorous this week, because we're going to talk about some armor and whatnot. And the next week we'll get back, over to some more mainstream projects and tips and tricks and whatnot. Oh, okay, Don. Okay, good. So it actually worked out. It worked out. Yeah, I was able to shorten the collar. So I didn't. Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, Angel, the saves. No kidding. No kidding. Sometimes we can get lucky to where the save, we can work a save to where it looks like it's actually part of the original design. And I'm not saying anything. Yeah, it was made that way from scratch, right? That's cool. And sometimes we do pick up cool tricks or tips when we have a mistake. We figure out how to get out of it. Sometimes that'll help us in the future. Okay, let's see. Heston, Foster, 1123. Hello back to you, Heston. Hello, y'all. Hello, y'all. Right back, man. Got to see some family baby boots that have been passed down since 1915. Wow, really very cool looking, held up fairly well over the years. Pretty worn down, though, still cool. Leather. Nothing in this. Okay, just my opinion. I'm a little biased. We probably all are. I don't really know if there's another natural material that you can make so many products out of. I mean, everything we wear, everything, right? And not to mention sports. Now, some of the synthetics have, made a big splash in sports, but it was not too long ago that every sport used leather. I think the only one I used to could come up with was curling. But still, leather shoes, probably leather belts. So, but yeah, at one point it was hard to find a sport that didn't use leather. I'm biased. I love it. There's so much we can do with it, and it's beautiful. Again, we've got a little history here. We won't go into great depth, but maybe we'll drop in a little bit, over the next couple of weeks. But very interesting. Some of the different forms of tannage that were used over the years. But night for today. Thank you for doing that. I have a hard time. I have a hard time going from the work table to the computer. Thank you. Very cool. I'll be there. Absolutely. Spastic Geek, hello, right back to you. Glad you're with us. Don, yeah, I said some pretty bad words, right? Yeah, ugly gestures, bad words, right? But it's our shop. We do whatever. We are kings and queens in this shop. Our way or the highway, right? Yeah, I like that. Lane, oh man, from London, doing fine. I hope you are as well. Just working through a standard winter. Man, just days are getting longer. So yeah, we keep talking about that, keep bouncing back to that, but they are getting longer. That's a little bit of help. All right, so let's see. Okay, here's one. I think I mentioned this recently, but Bruce. Yeah, we did. Yeah, everybody's a big fan of Bruce. I know. It's like the North Pole, all the elves do the work, and the guy in the suit gets all the credit, right? But yeah, we know the world isn't flat because cats would have knocked everything off of it by now, right? I had to banish him from the shop because of that specific reason. He's so interested. He's just so interested. All right. So let's see. J&B's Homestead, Virginia, made my dad a belt last night. First project. Now these are from last week. I hope it came out great. I hope your dad loves it. I hope you had a good time making it. Hope you have the desire to make some more and just balloon from that. Sky literally is the limit. Frank J, Michigan, currently cutting out an under the shoulder holster. Excellent. Let us know how that went. I'm going to do my best to try to keep my eye over here. Yeah, we know how that goes. Anyway, let's see. Vintage Namashinen. Greetings from Berlin. Berlin. Yeah, I keep wanting to say Berlin because that's in Ohio, but Berlin. thank you for being with us. I hope you're back with us this week. I'm certainly a pleasure to see every comment. It really is. And the questions, I keep rolling through these and thinking, when I read through all the comments, man, I missed that, I missed that, I missed that. I missed like 40 pages. And it's disappointing. It really is. Let's see. All right, Susan M. I wanted to put this one in. So this would have been last week. Going to the camp and hopefully snowmobiling this weekend. I've never been on a snowmobile. I rode a Husqvarna WXC 350, best dirt bike in the woods, but I've never been on a snowmobile, and that would be a thrill. You get to see a lot of the shows on TV, right? Yo, I hope it was a good time. Susan, I hope it was a good time. All right, let's see. Old Mexico's fishing team, Chopper. Could you please show us how to use the K137 and K138 stamp tools? Okay, these are available from our competitor. Right. But in all honesty, the geometrics can be hard to line up, and I think everybody suffers from that. And in fact, in their catalog, looking at the book, you can see that there's been different pressure on the stamp. So you've got one stamp a little deeper, one not as deep. Lining these up is a problem, and I don't use a lot of the barbed wire because it's the same thing. You have to overlap just a hair so that those wires will sync together. If you don't, it's going to stick out like a sore thumb. I don't know that I have a really good answer. We did a video on the letter stamps where you just tape a bar down onto your quartz or your marble. That might be the best, and I might say experiment with overlapping just a hair, because if you butt these, there's going to be a gap between every one of them. A bigger problem with a lot of these, a lot of the geometric stamps, the big ones, and you've seen these, the 2D and the 3D, I almost don't use them. And I love some of these. One is like a 3/4 by 3/4 Celtic, and it's gorgeous. The problem here is there's so much metal on the head of a lot of these stamps that with just hammer force or striking force, we just can't get that to sink down. And on that same point, I've tried one on my 4-ton clicker, our 4-ton clicker, pressed it hard. Still wasn't really happy with the depth. It's okay. It works. Experiment. And where we butt letter stamps with the geometric, you're probably going to have to overlap. And I mean, it's a small amount. You're just going to have to experiment with that. But try the bar, experiment with your overlap. I think you'll get there. Make sure your leather is good and wet so all that metal can sink. But I tend to use, I've got a bunch of them and I love them. I just don't use them because they just don't give us a good, crisp, deep stamp. So experiment on that one and see if that helps, even at least a little bit. All right, night for today. Again, last week, I just got home, had a Weaver box on my porch. It's going to be a good day. Days looking up, right? I hope whatever you got was great, and I hope you love it. Michael Mayfield, hello from Kentucky. Hello right back to the beautiful state of Kentucky. Let's see. I'm going to botch this name, but I want to make sure I say hello. Abuanani Ahmed. If you're with us this week, please forgive me. I'm not used to the language, but nonetheless, honored that you're here with us. Absolutely. All right, Wayne Painter, here's a good one. And it's official. I am a professional leather crafter. Made another Leatherman case for a driver, and he had ear-to-ear grin. Make a good penny on that. So, yeah, you know what? You sell one item, you're professional. That literally is the official rule. You sell one item, you're a professional. Very cool. Wayne, I hope it goes nowhere but up on that one. Let's see, RDP Project, greetings from London. I will do my best to keep the videos coming. Thank you I hope you're back with us. I hope everybody's back with us this week. Here's one I love. Okay. Elwindale. Hello, Chuck, here from Kansas. Beautiful state. I'm going to be starting a headache of a project soon. Oh, headache stands out. Oh, making a long coat, something I've never done. I will wish you the absolute best of luck. That's a big one. But if you've got a pattern that's 50%, that's 50%. But I would love to make, like the Matrix. Come on, right? Oh, man. Let's see, Susanna Di Stefano, Italy. Welcome. I hope you're with us this week. If you are, welcome to the chat. And Kim Liljeberg, greetings from Finland. Glad to have Finland in the house. We have got so many friends all over the world. How cool is this? Leather crafters. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so Bob Haney. Bob's with us. Let's see. Sheriff David Rooney. Gloucester 1123. Y'all, it's good to hear from everybody. Hope everybody's having a good week. Hope everybody's having a good week. Mummy Brick Flex, yeah, man. I'm not sure if this I had to tie it down over there because it was making me a little crazy. And it was making me crazy. I was thinking, oh man, it's gonna make y'all crazy. So I actually got it tied down, but we're gonna spin it around and look at it. So yeah, for the folks not into the armor, we'll get back to more mainstream next week. But a couple of good points here, a couple of fun points, and maybe it's interesting. I hope so. I hope so. So Anna, hello from ES. Wayne Painter, there we are. Wayne's with us this week. Let's see, Bruce Brockman. What kind of chrome tan leather would you suggest to make a flat cap? Tried oil tan. Man, Bruce, I'm not up to speed enough with a flat cap. I'm gonna highlight that one. We'll look at it and we'll talk. Let's talk next week. I hope there's not a due date on this, but let me circle that one, and we'll come back. That'll give me a chance to kind of look around. That'd be the best way to get my best advice. I've got some of the deer tan that's a little bit soft, but we've got a project over here we'll look at on that one. Jen Law, hope you're doing well. John Mance, glad you're with us. Thank you for that comment. Big boost to the confidence on this end. I'll let you, Austin Brewer. Oh, there's some good news. I made a notebook cover from your series on notebook covers. Turned out great. There we go, man. You did all the work. Absolutely, you did all the work. I'm so happy it came out. Yay. Let's see, Bill Barnett, Kentucky. Oh, we got some folks in from Kentucky. What a pleasure. Let's see, Donald, Will, John. Oh, hey, Spastic Geek, I have a crafter win this week. You know what? We need to add that. We got the craft fails. Let's do a craft win. Let's see, I made a bunch of wallets and I gave them to my coworkers, and they had no idea that I had made them. Oh, man, I'm super proud of that, considering I started at the beginning of January. Oh, you ought to be proud of that. That is excellent. They didn't know you made them. Hey, but I mean, come on, how many? You had a great time doing it. You had a great time giving them out. You had a great time with them learning that you made those. Win. Couldn't be happier to hear that. Let's see. Okay, friendly neighborhood farrier. Do you like the angle swivel blade? Yes. I don't use it a lot because I'm not that good at tooling. That's for just making those super tight cuts and corners. I've used one, but I tend to like the 3/8 inch flat because I'm not that good. I'm not that good. Yeah. Jim, Peter Main, those folks, that's probably their go-to. I tend to keep my tooling a little bit more simple. So therefore, like here's two pieces that from an upcoming piece of armor. We might already seen these. This has been sitting in my shop, and it's a project that needs to be done, but we'll get around to that. I tend to try to keep my tooling a little bit larger. So therefore it's just more clean. That's the big point there. But I would definitely say try one, because I mean that could be the saving grace for your tooling. It absolutely could. Let's see. Okay, Will Murray, do you have any tips on lining leather with cloth, like cotton or silk, rather than using another leather? I don't, Will, but I bet $10. I've just never lined with fabric. The fabric isn't really my wheelhouse, right? But we all have the fabric stores. They're everywhere. We don't really think about it because we don't really look for them, but they're everywhere. I would go to a fabric store or look online, absolutely, and see if there's some good information there. Let us know, because I've had the same thought. I'm working on a cloak here that I want to line. I mean, I want to line it in the color of the armor, whatever filigree color or paint I do on the armor. I want to line the cloak to match that. A beautiful pigskin. Oh, It's like a 1 ounce. Well, it take like 15 of these, right, to line this cloak. And it's got, there's some weight there too. And that's one of the things that we struggle with, particularly with the armor and cloaks and accessories, is just the sheer amount of weight, because it can really add up. So, you know what, Will, if you get some good information, or anybody that has some good information on that, toss it out here, because I could use some there too. Fabric's just not something that I've worked with. I would love to, but I've kind of just been wrapped up in the leather. So let us know. Sean Bell, hello, right back to you. Let's see, Stefano. I don't understand, but I feel like it's a grand hello and a grand hello back to you. I hope so. So each week I can use Google Translate, so I can highlight, paste, translate, pull that back up, but I can't do that while we're on. That'd be nice to have somebody else here, right? Not right now. So winging it on my own. Let's hope for the best. And I'm hoping we keep our audio. Let's don't sneeze. I set up my Rode mic. Love my Rode mic. Wireless. No going. No. It just said no. So, and my phone. I'm having a tech week. My phone tells me who I'm going to talk to and for how long. Our AC, our thermostat, it tells us what temp we're going to be comfortable at and when we're going to be comfortable. But we've had the pros try to reprogram this thing. Yeah, open the pod bay doors, Hal. All right, let's see. Daughter of the Wild back with us. Very cool. Okay, Rob Scroggins. Oh man, I'll do my best. I hope so. I feel like there are so many things I can't answer. And it is almost one of those things I've forgotten more than I've learned. Some of it I just haven't learned. Be nice to go work in a leather shop. Work in somebody else's leather shop for a couple of days. Maybe somebody does wallets, garments. That would be so much experience with that. And I mean, almost pay them to work in their shop for a couple of days just to learn all the tricks and tips. The garment weights, the upholstery weights, not my strength. Trying to get there, but not my strength. There's so many things I want to make out of the garment weights. So anyway, I'll try to keep up the good work. Sometimes okay. Ranch Gal Designs, thank you for being with us today. Oh man, audio is quite muffled. Let me know if anybody else is having this problem. We tested it on my channel prior, which we don't advertise. It's just for testing. And I went through 5 different combinations of mics and inputs. Okay, so we settled on this one. And in the test, it sounded okay. If it's, I don't know. I don't know. So I hope, anybody else, you know what, let me jump down here. Is anybody else having trouble with the audio? Because we'll work on it. We'll absolutely work on it and see what works best. I thought we had it nailed. But if we don't, let us know, y'all, because we don't want muffled audio. That might be me. No. Oh, Harv Guy. Yeah, glad to have you. Eva Lenny, everybody, y'all, it's a pleasure to have you with us today. Chris, wet Norfolk. Yeah, same here. Just, boy, we had some bad thunderstorms go through the other night. First thunder of the year. It's funny, I don't know why I think about that. Anyway, let's see, okay. Oh, man, I'm showing audio. I'm showing bars here. Jan, it looks like you're having some trouble. Let's see. Anybody that seems to be having trouble, let us know, because we need to fix that. Need to figure out what the problem is. We left Facebook because it was a moving target. Every week I'd have a different set of options for Mike and oh, man. Anyway, so it's a moving target evidently here as well, but we'll get it nailed down. Let's see, Kenzie. Kenzie headed off to the barn for a riding lesson. Okay, but my wife's at the barn too. Yeah, she's always at the barn. But that's great. That's good for her. With the girls, fresh air. I need to get my butt out of this shop and get some sunshine and I need some face-to-face time with somebody. We'll get there. Let's see. WTF Chuck. Oh, but I'm glad you like the bloopers. I hope those are fun. I got plenty of them, but a lot of them aren't funny. A lot of them, I'd do it again. Ah, so, but and Bruce, he steals the show, but it is what it is. He's a great cat. He really is. Uh, oh man, David Rooney having trouble too, y'all. I don't. It simply would not accept my wireless, even plugging my receiver in. That makes me crazy because I don't. We need to have that fixed. Yeah, Sam Lee, I agree. Nothing like leather. That's exactly right. Oh man. Okay, David. 35445 leather tennis balls. I would bet $10 that the original were leather. Now, okay, out of the box there. Absolutely out of the box. We talked about doing a segment each week on, out of the box projects. Toss them out there. Who knows what's going to come up? And the organizer, yeah, the seed organizer, that'll be out this Friday, day after tomorrow. But that's probably not something I would have thought of. And we see the things online when we're shopping and whatnot. Oh, leather organizer, blah, blah, and move on. Never think to make one. Come on, right? Let's make a connection there. But yeah, if you have some good out of the box projects, toss them in there. Somebody may see that and go nuts over it. We never know what's really going to strike well. And sometimes, when I started the organ, I was like, blah, blah. But like every video, once I kind of start to get into it, wow, there's so many things we can do with this. And we can decorate it, and we can make it adjustable, and we can put pockets right. So once you get into these projects, they start to become a lot more fun than maybe just on the surface. But David, that's an out of the box idea. Let's see. Okay, Jeremy Alexander. Let's see. Looks like there's an answer there. I'm trying to keep it. I'm not, coming into the back half of the questions. But again, y'all, if you pitch in to help, thank you. Help, absolutely, helping every one of us out. Absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to jump over. We got some business over here. All right. Let's see. Product of the week. I'm going to jump forward, so we're going to miss something. Anyway, product of the week. Permalink Needles. So if you're not up to speed, we've done these in the past, but we had a couple of comments on these from the last week and the week before. So what a Permalink needle is this is a lacing needle. We've got 3 sizes, and I'll explain this. The smallest, okay, let me back up. This is one of the best inventions in leathercraft in 1,000 years. It's for lacing. If you've ever used the split back needle, they're okay. They're okay. No, they're not. Okay, they're okay. They'll work for you. All right, but the difference here is that this is a hollow tube with a point on it, and it's threaded. So we cut a long taper, maybe I might say 3/8 of an inch long, and then we literally screw the needle onto the lace. Unbelievably good bond. No glue required. Actually, we've got a video on these. So look at that, because once in a while, if you're doing a lot of lacing, the point is just going to soften the shoulder, kind of where that goes through your holes. It's going to soften, and it might break off. All you have to do is take one of our craft knives, and you want to push it down like the blade is angled, right? So push the straight side down and just screw that little plug out. It comes right out. It's a breeze. But anyway, okay, so 3 sizes. This smallest, this is for our top grain laces. This is for like our edge lacing, the kangaroo lace, the pro lace. Great. Okay. The second size, this is the one I tend to use more often because this is more for our latigo suede, and our latigo lace and our suede lace. It's a little bit larger, but these are just fantastic. Now, I know I keep saying that, but no kidding. These are YL lace. And we also do, we've got 1 or 2 videos on the Mexican basket weave, which I love. And I'm not talking about edge lacing. I'm using this as a decoration on our briefcase video. And we did a live class. I think we did a Facebook Live where we did a cuff with a basket weave in the middle. That makes that an absolute breeze. Okay, so we've got 2. These are our jumbos. One has a flattened head, obviously for a more elongated hole, and we've got a round. Now, these are larger, so these are going to accept our larger thread. The majority of these, as far as I know, I haven't actually used one, but I've heard a couple of comments that first off for baseball gloves, if we're refurbing a glove, this has got ample reach, but also for the saddle makers, that's going to be a big help. ample strength. I would never worry about bending one of these. And again, the grip, when we screw that in, tight grip. So Permalink Needles, if you want to pick up some edge lacing or some decorative lacing, that will absolutely make your world a breeze. Oh, and there's one more since we're talking about armor. Like when I add my chainmail to my edges, I'll sew the chainmail to a strap, do like a 3/4 inch strap, and I'll use my 1/4 inch or my 1/8 inch flat chisel, because with a 4-on-1, I think I'm using a 5/16 inch ID link that lines up perfectly. So anyway, you can put your lace in this. You run that straight through the chainmail. You know exactly where you are. But also too, as you work down, like say I need 20 rows, and at 20 rows, I'm going to start my dags. Well, you can run this across on your 20, on row 20, you know exactly where those dags. These are a big help. Oddly enough, for more than just lacing. So, all right, product of the week, Permalink. Great needles. If you lace, pick some up. If you don't, pick a few up because you're going to love them. Okay, so let's see. Let's jump over to notes from the boss. All right, so save 15% with promo code LEATHER15. Valid on item 11-1201 BC, all weights, now through 129.21 or while supplies last. The second one, all right, we looked at these last week, the shrunken shoulders, that big, heavy grain, looks like elephant, right? Pachyderm. Let's see, we still have some of those. Now, they're odd lots, so once they're gone for good. But yeah, pick one up. I've got one over there. And again, we talked about this. I keep looking at it, coming up with just the right project to pull out of that. But I'll come up with something, right? We'll come up with something on that. If we have the leather, that's half the battle, right? Sometimes that's not even the battle, picking the right projects. Okay. All right, so let's do this. All right, so I got to make a decision. Okay. Yeah. So let me move all this out of the way. So all right, let me back up. I got two of the deer tan cow, and I love the deer tan. It's gorgeous. If you're not familiar with this, deer skin is super supple. I mean, it's like butter, right? But deer, it's small. It's usually got a lot of range marks, tears. I love the natural torn edge because it's torn. Well, that can be a problem. Plus, it's expensive, right? Smaller hides, expensive, a lot of range marks. So the tannery is now, or not now, has been tanning cow to feel like deer. Okay, so now we've got a nice big hide. It's just as supple. It's just as beautiful, but we have less range marks. So it's a really pretty hide. Okay, so where I'm going with this, the boss sent me two of these. I had one in the shop, but she sent me two and said, hey, let's do a project video with the deer tan cow. Oh, boy. Okay. Oh, the 6x6 cinch pouches, best leather ever, hands down. I've got a dice pouch. I bought this at the Renaissance. I don't even know. Like in 1991. I'm still using it. It's in my camp box. I made a game. If you've ever heard of Pente, out of the box, right? Okay, there's an out of the box. Didn't even think about. Pente is just a board game. You use they're little glass stones, and you can find them at Michael's or whatnot. And it's just a grid. And you try to get 5 in a row. It's a fun game. So I made a little suede board that I just literally used a Sharpie. I'm not kidding. This was in like 1980, 88 or something, right? So I just roll it up, and I've got the bag, a deer bag that I keep all the stones in. I just keep that rolled up, and that just stays in my camp stuff. It's in one of my camp bins. Still using that. Probably going on 40 years old, still using that. Anyway, game boards, game pieces. Yeah, I've heard some people talk about these out of the box. Anyway, okay, so circling back around. I'm not really sure where I was. But anyway, okay, so the boss says, okay, we're going to send you two of these. Let's come up with a project. Oh, okay. So Sunday, it's winter, no plans. I'm kicking around something to do. I can work in the yard or work on the house, homeowner, always need to be done. But no, I'm just going to go to the shop. Let's just have an afternoon in the shop. Wife's at the barn. We've been over that, right? So I nabbed those two, and I've cut a cloak and sewed this on our 303. Love it. Okay, if you're new, if you want to get into an industrial machine and you don't feel like you're good or you don't have experience sewing, oh man, I'll look at it because it's right there. Anyway, so I'm doing a 3/4 length cloak. Oh, got the torn edge. Can we? Oh yeah, got the torn edge across the bottom. Okay, so love the cloak. It's got a good feel. Anyway, here's my dilemma. Okay, so we've looked at the shearling before. Boss sent me one of these, right? Okay, no real use yet. Technically a sample for a customer. Oh, I know. Anyway, so I want to make a mantle for the cloak. So my first thought is this, because come on, right? What a combination. The brown tip on the shearling, that's almost a perfect color match. Okay, it's a little thick. It's a little thick for a mantle on a cloak. Not really. No. Okay, borderline. All right, so I'm borderline on this one because it's going to go on the armor. So let's see about you. Okay, yeah, another project for your armor, because every suit of armor needs a cloak. Can we see that? Yeah. I might need to untie that, and if it won't take long. But anyway, so we gotta have a cloak. Come on. Okay. So I'm thinking this might be just a little bit thick to kind of hang between the pauldrons, because I'm not really going to pull the cloak around me if I needed to. I mean, if I lived, way up north, probably, but down here it's really more decoration. Okay, I didn't cut into this. Right. Okay. So here's my other option, and let's everybody kind of Chuck, cut into the hide. All right. So right here we talked about this. If I can pick this up. All right, so I've got a buffalo hide, right? Look at this thing. I'm not kidding. This is about 8 feet by 8 feet, and it weighs about 25 pounds. It's huge. Anyway, look at that. Okay, Jon Snow, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, so let me get it. There we go. Do I cut into this big, pretty hide to make a cloak? Well, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Nah. Okay. I don't. Yeah, because I'm always saying don't hesitate to cut into the leather, right? Defeats the purpose of having it if we're not going to use it. All I'm doing is trying to come up to speed on the fact that I'm going to cut into that big, pretty hide. Once I do, I can make about 15 cloaks, right? I can make all kinds once I break the seal. So should I cut into that big, pretty baby, or should I go with the shearling, right? Yeah, $600 hide, $80 hide, I think, and they're worth every penny. Oh, man, they're beautiful. Boy, both would look good. Both would look good. Okay. All right, so that's the one dilemma I'm working on right now. Talking myself into cutting that big, pretty hide. Okay, but I could go with my woolly chaps, I'd break the seal. All right, so second point. My best friend's son has gotten into the Ren Fair. And my best friend and I have been going to the Ren Fair, I don't know how long, since the 80s, right? Well, his son's now come up to speed. I have to make a suit of armor. I'd say I helped. He did the work, and it's beautiful. Anyway, so that was about 2 years ago. He wants to make a new suit. Okay, I'll help. Absolutely. But now he's talking about going black. I love the brown, but black. Come on, timeless classic, right? So I've got a suit of armor that literally is, I'm tooling. I have been for 6 months. I was going to make this for the show in Sheridan to go into competition. So there's the main breastplate. That pattern is on most of the armor, right? But I've changed it up a little bit because I'm going with like a Celtic dog. So tassets, these are going to hang right here. Can we see that? Yeah. So I've got the tassets tooled, ready to bake. I've got the counters going to go on our elbows, tooled, ready to go. I've got the manders, which are going to go across the top of the pauldron. I'm pointing to something I can't see. Good, Chuck. You're all over this. Anyway, that's going to go across the top of the pauldron. The Celtic dog again. Okay, so I've got this all but tooled. Well, the show got canceled, like everything, so I put it aside. Mistake. Should have kept moving. Anyway, well, I got a project, right, ready to go. So Austin starts talking, I want to go black and then paint in, do some tooling and paint in. And then, all right, so now I'm starting to think different direction. because in one of our videos, I've got a suit of armor that's got a filigree cut, and I've got a piece of it here, only the leg, only because this is the easiest piece to take off of it without totally disassembling. Okay, so this is about 400 hours worth of work. The problem, okay, I'm thinking about shifting gears because I'm not real happy with the colors in this. I want black with a purple suede, because we've seen this before, but is that not just striking with the purple suede, the black tooling, and then an antique nickel set of hardware? Oh man, that'd be like the pinnacle of what I could possibly do. Okay. Anyway, I've got the suit and I love it. It's a gorgeous suit. I just don't wear it because really, if I'm lining, I need to sew my edges, right? And I've just riveted. I'm not real happy with that. I just think the colors, it could be better colors. So anyway, so the point here, all right, if I make this suit, 32 pieces are tooled. In fact, even back over here is tooled. Everything's tooled, 32 pieces. But, okay, I've got to tool the 4 to 5 ounce space, cut through that, drop in the suede behind that. So what I'll do is cut the size, drop in my suede. I haven't baked yet, overcut, trim the size. Then on the back, I've got a Herman Oak 10 to 11 ounce that's formed and baked. So then those two pieces go on to that one, cut, oversized. Oh man. And then to trim that off is virtually impossible. Well, first off, on a curve, heavy leather, baked, right? So yes, we start on a new suit and we do both of them. How about that? But anyway, would that not just be gorgeous? And the cloak, we've got the deer tan cow in black. It's beautiful. Oh, if I go with the purple, line the cloak with the purple, and then of course, right here, I've got a setup. I'm gonna have to go with the chainmail, right? Got to get some matching chainmail. And then the one coolest thing, I love these buckles. These are our buckles. Now it looks a little bit Western until you slam those on a piece of armor. Is that not cool? I know, I spit. That's so cool. How beautiful is that? Those are our conchos, the big hammered conchos. And I love the double belt, the war belts. Smaller on the top, lower on the bottom, or larger on the bottom, simply because that's going to carry our sword. That's going to carry everything else. It's like 168 pieces to do, and I think 32 tooled, and each one of the tooled is actually 3 pieces of leather. Man, that would be a project for like the next 5 months. And if I do this other suit armor at the same time, because I want to go brown there, I already did brown and purple. So I'm fishing for another color simply because on my shaded areas, I want to paint in behind that. I'm just, give it a little extra boost. Here's another problem. These were not cased well. I didn't officially case these. I simply wet these and tooled them. And they look pretty good. Man, but now that I've actually, done the real casing, oh man, world of difference. Okay, so enough about me, right? Enough about me. Let's see, let's jump over here. You know what, let's come back, because y'all, I'm so behind with that rant. I'm so behind. Let's see, simply hymns. I got puppies. I'm fixing to make them collars. Almost bought a pair of the Weaver collars at the store, but I really want to make them custom. Oh yeah, God, that's one of the great things about leather. I can say we're making a purse. Put the pockets to hold what you want. Put them where you want. You want a strap or not? Trunk handles, mystery. What color do you want? How big? Right? Make it yourself. That's exactly right. Oh, I hope they come out beautiful. I hope so. Oh man, Paul Pendleton. Use gum trag before dye. Now dye will not take, even though it is pro dye black. Man, yeah. I tend to slick. I think we had a question last week, and it's one that I didn't get on here because I could do 5 pages, right? I tend to slick with water, then dye, and then I'll slick again, whether I use gum trag or straight water, or a lot of times I'll use the gum trag or the leather balm. It's wax, right? And if you hit the edge with your leather balm, it's going to darken the overall color just a hair. So if you wrap that around your edges and then slick your edges wet with leather balm, then it's going to darken your edges just a little bit too. Makes the whole thing fit together. Man, Paul, I know. We learn these things. I wish I could help. I wish I could make a lot of these I wish I had the answer to make them better right away. Do this and all the problems will disappear. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you ever hear what was it? I'm a beautician, not a magician. Right, you've heard that right? Okay, yeah. So anyway, Betty, I thank you for chiming in. Very cool and glad to hear from you. Let's see if I can. Oh, my little cursor is like this far down. I am so behind. Okay. All right, Don. Oh, leather crafting gurus. Yeah, anybody that's got some good advice here, I don't. Hearing the word stamp made me remember have stamps about 1 inch wide and maybe 3/8 of an inch deep. Wow. What can I use to get a good stamp? Man, I think, all right, without going into equipment, like a drill press is a possibility. I've heard a lot of people talk about putting a stamp head or a stamp, that thing. It's not like I haven't used that word right for decades. The post. Put your post in your drill press and try that. Now, in my opinion, that doesn't really give us a lot of torque. Clicker, man, a lightweight clicker, the Little Wonder might just give you enough leverage on that handle to press that in. But again, if you case the leather well, that's half the battle. So, Don, see if that advice helps in any way. I always laugh to myself because I can see me putting, a post and a stamp in the drill press, and because I've turned it on so many times, just turn it on. Oh boy. Oh, that's going to be a good project. Let's see. Sherper, yeah, 2010, good point. Good point for Pam. Very nice. Thanks for helping out, everybody. Yeah, okay, Pam Watson got the same question about fabric. So yeah, anybody that's got a good answer on that about connecting fabric to leather, because it seems that we do have a lot of questions on that. We're so leather, we don't think fabric. Not that we don't want to. It just, man, leather's our thing, right? And we kind of bumping over into another craft there. Oh man, let's see, Daughter of the Wild, having a blast practicing tooling. I'm excited to get my order from Weaver. I hope. I know. Once you start tooling, and keep it simple, you don't have to do Peter Main level tooling. I mean, aspire to that. You don't have to be fancy. Simple, absolutely. And also too, anybody kind of wants to get into it. Here's a great trick. Take a design of a flower and blow it up on your copier. That way you can get started with easy, smooth lines, and you're not trying to get in. Very frustrating with a swivel knife to get in down to a curve that big. It'll make you walk away from it. Don't walk away. Don't just enlarge your project, tool that. That'll give you a great feel. Then maybe that one, decrease the size, try it again, or maybe jump to something else. You're getting experience and you're getting confidence behind it. That's all that matters. Dive in. You will love the tooling. There's unlimited. If you see it, you can tool it. Yeah. So, I love the Celtic stuff. That just to me, I love the knot work. I love the look of it. But there's anything possible. So, Chris Gould, waiting for my stamps from Weaver. Been told they are on the way. All right. Oh yeah, and we did on the leather stamp video, and I saw this, and I've been meaning. It's on the list. It was a comment that it looked like the K, right, on Chuck was crooked. And I think the comment was, well, does Weaver's stamps have the same issue as everybody else? No, that's Chuck. I bet. I guarantee you that's Chuck talking, stamping, making sure my audio, my camera shot, my focus, where I'm coming from, where I'm going to. Yeah, it's the videos. So probably if that K is a little bit off, that's the nut behind the wheel, right? That's the old joke, with a mechanic, what's the problem with the car? The nut behind the wheel is the problem with the car. Yeah, the steering wheel. Anyway, Chris, hope you have a great time with those. I hope you have a great time with those. Still waiting to get some information on when we're going to get some new stamps in. But the minute I hear, it's the same minute you'll hear. No kidding. Yeah, Zachary, good. Helping out there. Yeah, Jerry, you're right. Yeah, anytime we line, we need to sew. Him, him on the chromes, we can sew straight onto the chromes. But yeah, you just okay. I think case it. Try casing it because world of difference, world of difference. And then you just need a little leverage on that. We can slam that. I've got a 3-pound maul over there. I'm scared to use it because, yeah, scared to use it. But I tell you what, that would exert some force. That, as long as we hit that right, because it's a round head, right? It makes it even more worrisome. But anyway, so yeah, it's anybody that can help Don out. Y'all, thank you from both of us. Thank you. Melissa McIntyre, howdy. Right back to Canvas. To Canvas. We've been talking about Canvas. All right. Hello back to Kansas. There we go. Melissa, glad you're with us. Glad you're with us. I know I do. This goes faster than this. I've looked at options and there aren't any. Okay, so anyway, but also too, yeah, just trying to. I want to answer every question. I want to answer every question and say hello to everybody, and I just can't do it. It makes me a bit crazy. Oh man, Maxter Meatball, looking to learn to make sandals. There's some good videos out there. Footwear. I haven't dove into footwear. That's just literally. There's so many avenues in leather, and a lot of times we don't even think about it. There's saddle, there's footwear, there's upholstery, there's auto upholstery and home upholstery. Split that in two. There's garment. There's so many avenues, and I wonder if there's anybody out there that has experience in every one of these avenues. I would wonder. Boy, that'd be an interesting person to talk to. Let's see. Brandon Armentrout. Hey, you, right back to Virginia. Hope you're doing very well. Oh, yeah. So anyway, yeah, the armor. I know I keep forgetting it's standing there. It's weird too. When you make a suit armor, you make an armor stand, you put it in a room, it will freak you out for about 3 weeks because there's somebody is standing in that room. Every time you walk in there, there's somebody standing there, freak you out. You get used to it. Yeah, right, peripheral vision kind of thing. One of my favorite comedians, Stephen Wright, said he's a peripheral visionary. He can see into the future, but just out of the corner of his eye, right? Oh man, Lucas Hoover, Illinois. Thank you for being with us, Lucas. Tim Hawk, Eagle Creek, Oregon. Man, on the other side of the country, I would absolutely love to see the Northwest. Absolutely love it. All right, Fozzie Bear, 37. Fozzie Bear, man. Oh, from Detroit, going to start making some 3-pocket tool pouches. Knock one out of the ballpark. Oddly enough, I've got a friend that I'm teaching some leather classes to. He and his daughter, he dropped by the other day. And he said, you know what? I want to make a tool pouch for a friend. Yes, indeed. I've got one. I've made one, but very basic. Just as utility as you can get. Didn't think to bring it over, to put it in the shot. Probably don't want to put it in the shot because it's well used. Got, multiple pockets on both sides, tape measure in the front, pouch there. So that might jump onto the products idea list because that would be cool. I mean, we could, maybe not fully tool it though. Wow. But maybe just something in there to make it very unique. Maybe a little stamp on the corners, molded pockets, wet form pockets, a belt, maybe with some piping on the main belt, make it comfortable. Oh man, there's a whole new project. And this is kind of standing here because I was going to kind of go through, when we're talking about making the armor. Well, the armor in itself, I think, is 9 projects. All right, so we've got the Chouse, Tassett's war belts, Cuirass, pauldron, Bessegu, Cowder, arm guards, and of course the cloak. Okay, that's how many projects I didn't count. I didn't count. Anyway, so that's how many projects in one project. And then, oh, we're just getting rolling because we got to have a cloak, right? We got to add some chainmail to the elbows. And I love some chainmail right here with the leather wrap behind it. I just ran out of time on this one. I don't know. Maybe I just ran out of chainmail. I've got a box of chainmail. I got like 20 colors, but it's all bits and pieces. You know, I could make a little piece like that. Don't go to too much trouble. Anyway, so the pouches, the scabbards, baldricks, back hangers, dagger and or sword, dagger back hanger, or for like say a mangoche. I've always wanted to own a beautiful mangoche. So anyway, and the gambeson. I've got a padded gambeson that I wear under this. There's so many ways you can go. And my suits only are 3/4. I just go to the knee, have the articulated knee. So that's where it ends. I don't complete the leg, mainly because the boots. I mean, there's a whole nother project right there. Cool boots. So yeah, I've got another project on my table that I'm working on there, and that was another project for Sunday, but I got wrapped up in the cloak. So I'm okay. Now I've got this beautiful cloak. Right now I'm talking about going with black and purple armor. Oh, well planned. Oh, well planned, sir. So anyway, won't get away. Yeah, right, won't get away. It depends on if I'm feeling like in a black mood or a brown mood on Ren Fair Day, right? Yeah. Next. Okay, anyway. All right, moving on. That's enough of that silliness. 356. I thought it was like 320. Have we spent that much time talking here? I think I've been through everything. Oh, let's talk about this really very quick. Okay, because this is cool. All right, so watching TV the other night on the Dead Sea Scrolls, right? So I don't know a lot about them. It's weird. There seems to be a kind of a mystery around what most of them say. Or it may be that they just haven't been able to, they're in pretty rough shape from what I hear. But anyway, here's the point. So somewhere between 85 and 90% of these are written on vellum. Hides, okay? But here's the funny thing. This is a bizarre, evidently, different hides were used for higher importance writings, okay? So for those the writings that are more important, I'm trying to think of the best way to say that. Typically, goat and calf were used for the more important writings, but when you kind of work your way down to things that are maybe lesser, of lesser importance, those were on gazelle or ibex. Which ibex, I don't even know if I'm saying that right. I've never heard of that, but it's like a mountain goat, big horns that almost circle all the way back around. It's a mountain goat found in Europe, Asia, and Africa. I've never heard of it. It's a mountain goat. I mean, it looks like a mountain goat, but it's pretty big. Anyway, the ink, and I wondered because I've seen some of these fragments, and I'm really amazed at how consistent their writing is, both in spacing and the lines and the lettering. Well, 2,000 years ago, how did they write? Well, looking this up, they used black soot from an oil lamp, from an olive oil lamp. Okay, so they started with that for the ink. And then they would mix in either honey, oil, vinegar, and or water simply to make it a more useful ink, to make it an actual ink. The instrument they used, okay, it's a reed pen. Wow. Okay, so they take a piece of reed, much like a calligraphy pen modern. They'd shave the point on it, and then they cut just what they call, I think, an ink trough or an ink reservoir, just a little bit, and then, wow, okay, 2,000-year-old writing implement, never heard of it, but judging from the Dead Sea Scrolls and how well that writing is done and how consistent it is and how clean it is, totally surprised there, totally surprised. And this article, and I'll bring this up next week. I didn't really write it down, but I didn't want to pour all the history into one live because I don't want anybody snooze fest. Not that it is very interesting, but that man, I thought we were basically veg tanning. There's several ways, like they talk about. I believe the Inuit had a certain way to tan leather. There was another way to tan in Asia. And in the Middle East, they were tanning differently. I didn't know all this. I really didn't know all this. So we're going to look a little bit into that probably next week. But it seems kind of cool. Very cool. Very interesting. That this article is saying we're looking at maybe 8,000 years back. We learned to tan, and it had a cool little thing. It said like we learned to make shoes so we could walk, not walk actually, but we could walk, in stones and rocks. But then we determined that we could make a better quality shoe. We could walk further. We could in turn carry food in a hide pouch. So in turn, now we can walk even further. It was a great article. Oh, I'll find it. I'll find it and mention that next week. But so anyway, we're working with the craft, and even it mentions that it's the oldest, and I forgot the exact wording. It was they didn't say like the oldest craft or the oldest art, but it was more. It had more of a production bend to it. Like right. Anyway, I'll find it. I'll find it. But it was very cool. One of the oldest. We're the oldest. Yeah, right. We're the oldest, right? The wood chippers, right? They have a legitimate argument with us. Um, who picked up a piece of wood and made a spear, or who picked up a hide and made a pair of shoes, or a cloak, or a coat. I say it was us because we were cold. Yeah, that right. We were cold. So anyway, legitimate argument. And the wood folks, we can call them wood chippers because they call us cow jockeys. We're cool, right? We're cool. But woodwork, love it. Love to get into that as well. But the processes and the steps, they're so parallel. When I talk to woodworkers, I'm hearing the same words, just they're talking about wood where we talk about leather. It's really cool. Woodworkers are just like we are. They're a great bunch of people. So, oh man, my cursor is still. I am so behind. Let's see. Okay, Orion's Anvil. I'm glad you're with us. So I'll try my best to mention names of folks that are new or their names look new to us. Because first off, thank you for being with us, and I hope it's worth your time. I really do. Let's see. All right, Orion's Anvil. Let's see. I bought one of those barbed wire stamp sets. You're probably disappointed. From a craft store, was extremely disappointed. I should have kept reading before I opened my mouth. Oh man, let's see. The photo examples included the package actually showed how crap it is going to repurpose. Yeah. Good luck with that. I don't know. Maybe you could grind it down to, an awl or a cedar or something. Yeah, I know. I know. There's cheap out there. When I first started with Weaver, we got a set of stamp sets in, and it was like your basic set, six stamps. It wasn't a big set. And I was looking at them, I thought, they feel funny. They feel, so I don't know what I was saying. I just bent it, and I'm not kidding. That thing bent so easily in my hands. Probably with just my hand pressure, I could have bent it all the way around. What kind of steel is this? I really? So anyway, it happens. And at Weaver, we're doing our absolute best to bring some good quality stamps out there. But it's not just the quality, it's the design. It's got to be a crisp, very clean design, like the barbed wire. It needs to be easy to line up. At one time, working at a leather store, a gentleman brought in, and I'm not kidding, I about fell out of my seat, Midas tools. These were tools, I think, made in the 50s and 60s. And I think either New Zealand, you're right, don't let me offend. But anyway, super high quality. They had kind of a gold patina to them. Oh man. So anyway, this guy brings in like 3 standard racks full of these tools. I don't even know how many tools he had. 900, 800, I don't even know. I think he said he had almost had the whole collection. But there were little knights shields that were literally broken up into smaller designs. There were the most unbelievable out of the box designs. I couldn't believe that half of them that were ever made. So, yeah. So anyway, part of the point is the design, part of the point is the quality, and part of the point is us, right? So, again, the minute those hit our door, you're gonna hear about it. All right. So anyway, all right. It's already after 4. It's already after 4. Still talking. Still talking. Yeah. For anybody that's not familiar, yeah, if you talk to my wife, get me to talk about leather, no problem. Tricks get me to shut up. right? Uh, night for today. Oh, go Buckeyes. Oh, man, go Buckeyes. Oh, man, Chris, gonna make a 1911 holster. Man, watch our video. This video was done in chapters, and we experimented a little bit with that simply to keep the length down. I don't know if they, I don't know if we just kind of forgot about that or weren't. I don't. Anyway, try that because I think I use a 1911 blue gun, which if you're not familiar, a blue gun is a practice gun. It's plastic, but if you're making holsters, no better way to go because you don't worry about dye, you don't worry about water, and you can wet form onto the blue gun, leave it there. Now the problem is, okay, they're about 40 bucks, maybe 35 to 40 bucks a piece, which if you're going to make 5 or 6 holsters with it, well worth it, worth every penny. If you're going to make one, the problem is there are so many frames and so many sizes and barrel lengths and handles, and it would be hard to have everyone, you know. So if we're just going to make one holster, having the handgun, that's the best way to go. Yeah, and baggy it. You can baggy it. Jerry had a good trick. He said and I've seen this, never thought about it at the U-Haul stores. You buy boxes and you rent your U-Haul and they have boxes and wrapping and all that. They have some blue wrapping or green. It's a green wrapping paper. It's like a shrink wrap, right? It's on a roll. He said use that to wrap a gun or a knife if we're going to wet mold our sheath onto it. Never thought about that. It's stretchy. It's clingy. I haven't been to a U-Haul yet, but that sounds like a really good idea. So on that one, good tip, man. Good tip. Excuse me. Okay, let's see. I'm so behind. Y'all, if I don't get to your question or even get to say hello back to you, please forgive me. You know what? I go through every comment. If you listen hard, you'll hear me say hello right back, either later today or first thing next Wednesday morning. Yeah, Orion's Anvil on Mississippi. Very cool. Let's see. Okay, Lucas, you've got a question out there. I'm not going to step into that one because it looks like it's a follow-up. Oh, Arctic Arsenal. Darren from Ontario. Friend, I hope you're doing well. Very cool. Oh, Nick Torres. Let's see, I used to do a lot of craft fairs in the past. The idea, the keychains, mouse pads. I'm glad, okay, there we go. So if anybody's kind of kicking around the idea of doing a craft show, or flea market, craft fair, there's 2 hits right off the bat. Right off the bat of things that are going to sell for you. So Nick, good one. Thanks for tossing that out there. Zachary Hill, I hope you're doing all right. Looks like you're offering up some advice there. Betty, hola, right back to California, friend. Oh, you make bags. Oh, Betty, I could learn so much from you. And I have so many questions for you. I've always hand sewn. Now that I've got our 303, right? Yeah, I can't say enough. I'm working towards getting some experience. I need to talk to a sewer. I just need to talk to somebody who knows what they're doing. And Betty, sounds like you do. Oh, I could spend an hour in your shop or more than one. Man, okay. Yeah, I hand sew mainly because I've always done veg. You can veg, you can sew on a machine. The problem is a machine to sew veg, you're going to spend a little bit of money. Now our Cub, love it. That'll go through 4 8 to 9 ounce pieces of leather without batting an eye. No kidding. So yeah, I've just always hand sewed. I love the look. I feel more in control. But it's because I didn't or couldn't afford the equipment. And that's why I hand sewed. Now I hand sew because I love it and it looks good. But when we jump over to the chromes, now I need to come up to speed on sewing, on using machine. So Betty, boy, I'd love to spend some time in your shop. All right, Jason Gomez, Indiana. Oh, Con of all trades. Weaver leather. Yeah, man, just give us a call. We do ship international. The problem is taxes, tariffs, and shipping. And we really can't We can't do anything on that. Wish we could. See, if I were king, we wouldn't have those. I just haven't been coronated yet, right? Anyway, so, but yeah, look us up. Absolutely. We've got some gorgeous, very high quality leathers. Not to say that we don't have great competitors. We absolutely do. There's some great leather companies out there. And I keep seeing new leather companies all the time. And, when I'm Googling, looking through projects or ideas, I'm always seeing new leather companies, some I've never heard of. And I've been at it a long time. Okay, Justin Gray, big tip from you. Picked up an airbrush to put my dies on my holsters. Works perfect every time. I've got an airbrush over there, and I've just played with it a little bit. There's so many things. Does anybody feel that way? I need to get into this, and I need to get into that. Now put it on the list, right? That's all I've always heard. I've always heard the airbrush is the best way to add dye, top coat, and paint to leather. Hands down. And let me just as a side note, tattoo artists that jump into leather, they're the best toolers. They make the best. Wow. Okay. Yeah, it's that level of work that makes us want to get better and give up. Not really. Just a joke. But, you kind of see what I mean on that one. Anyway. All right. Okay, so you know what? We are already at the quarter after 4. Man, I hope y'all feel like the time flies as well, because I'm doing all the talking, but at least we've got some comments. Everybody can see the comments, even if I can't get to them. Oh, well, Wyatt Olson, you're too kind. I am honored. I'm honored that you feel that way. I'd love that. I would absolutely love that. Yes. So thank you. Thank you very much for that one. Man, that one hits home. Bless your heart. Let's see. Jason Munajat, Indonesia. I hope you're doing well. I am honored that you're with us, that you're spending some time with us today. And I don't know what time it is there, but I'm betting it's not a great time. So doubly honored that you're with us. Okay, Chris. Yeah, Chris, Jerry King. Y'all, thank you for helping out. Oh, everybody, thank you for helping out. Talking about the blue guns. Yeah. Yeah. Also, too, I've got a BB gun that's a 1911 frame. And I don't remember what it cost, but it was cheap. And actually, I don't know if I've ever shot a BB out of it, but I've used it to mold holsters, right? And typical leather worker. Yeah, typical. I think we buy things just to make things for those things. I don't hold me to that. I'm not pointing fingers, but I keep seeing, people want comments that we want to make a rifle scabbard. I need to buy a rifle. Now I've got a 12 gauge. I've got a 22 squirrel gun. I just don't have a nice rifle. Boy, I'd sure like to get a. Oh man, let's don't even go into that. Old West, baby. Oh man. Anyway, okay. It's like, yeah, it's just money, right? That's all it is. It's just money, right? Anyway, just money. It's the only problem. Yeah, it's like in golf. It's just distance and direction. How could that be such a problem? We're hitting it with a stupid little stick. That's the problem. Anyway, okay. So, all right. So we're going to wrap it up, and I've got so many comments. Tammy Hopkins, thank you for letting us know that. We never know if there's so many connections along the way from this to there. And sometimes we're involved, sometimes we're not. And I'm not a tech wizard, man. I'll tell you that right now. So if it goes dark one day, sorry, my fault. I sneezed, right? Yeah, okay, so, all right. Rooster Conlon, it sounds like the audio is coming through a tin can. We're actually going through my laptop, and so if everybody's, yeah, okay, that Harv guy, you've got a muffled audio there. You know what? We'll keep working on it. We'll keep working on it because that makes me crazy. There's no reason for that, right? We should have clear audio. It's 2021, right? We should be able. We can talk to Mars, but we can't talk to Indiana. Really? Okay. So anyway, there's my rant on that one. Angry guy, angry leather. Let's do that. Anyway. Oh, okay, Don, thanks there. Got some good. Oh man, SPU sounds muffled as well. I don't actually know where my mic input is, or my actual mic is on my laptop. Yeah, tech, big tech. We talked about this in the past. Um, I'm going to start a club called AT, right? So there's IT, right? Intertech. AT is anti-tech. We're going to have a convention. We're going to have hats, coats with a logo, coffee cups, notepads. Yeah, yeah. Okay. AT all the way. We'll do a chant. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, um, man, I'm just scrolling through these, y'all. I'm sorry, Caleb. Um, yeah, audio a bit muffled. I just got no. I got no. So next week, what we'll do, I started at 2:15. All right, I'm gonna start at 1:15 next week, and we're just gonna see what works. I'll try my Rode mic. Um, I might try the Rode mic through the camera. There's like that's the problem. Is there's like 66 combinations of mic and settings and core. I here this is funny. When I was in college, the one thing we're always doing is trying to find a chord to go from one medium to another one. You know what? In 2021, I'm still trying to find a chord to go from one medium to another. Have we progressed at all? Yes. Anyway, all right, another rant, another rant. Just joking on all that. Absolutely, I do hate tech. No, I love tech. Let's just repeat that mantra. I love tech. I love tech. I love tech. All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Lucas. There's some good tips. Um, Yeah, I know. I get my cursor down to the bottom. I'm like, all right, I'm catching up. Okay. Boom! It goes all the way back up to the middle. Right? It reloads everything I missed. Y'all, let's call it here for this week. I've rattled on enough, but I hope it's worth it. I hope it's worth your time. I'm honored that you would spend this time with me. I certainly am. I hope what we've got here is interesting enough to keep everybody. That's what I'm hoping for. But y'all, I hope everybody has a good Wednesday evening. We're over the hump. We're over the hump. Yeah. We've got that going for us. Thursday, Friday, then we've got a weekend. Y'all, it's an absolute pleasure to spend this time with everybody, and I hope y'all feel the same way. I really do. So we'll wrap it up. We went a little bit long today. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. You know what? My one priority on Wednesday is right here. I start working on this 8 a.m. in the morning. So it's a pleasure. It really is. And I'll do my best again to have plenty of fun stuff to talk about, look at next week. And maybe next week's not going to be all about me. How about that? Yeah, we'll do that. Y'all, I hope you have a great evening. Rest of the week. God, see, I don't want to leave. I keep repeating these things. And I notice that. I don't want to leave. I don't want to stop. We'll call it here because we'll be back next week, 3 p.m. Absolutely. Or 6:21, whatever my watch says. And I'll explain that. If you're new, you haven't heard that, I'll explain that next week if I remember. It's not going to happen. Nah, let's don't even count on that. But nonetheless, I hope I'll have some good stuff for you next week. Y'all have a great evening, great second half of the week. Love you guys. Blessings to everybody. Have a great weekend. Y'all, it's so much fun to do this. I know I don't want to quit. I'm not. All right, I'm going to stop. Y'all have a great second half of your week. Love every minute of this. Y'all, thanks a million. Love you guys. We'll see you next Wednesday at 3. Yeah, yeah. Good luck with your projects. I know I can't stop with that. Good luck with your projects, everybody. Bye, y'all.